Okay, so hands on knees. Let's see if we can apply some letting go in the most effortless possible way this morning. Taking a nice breath in through the nose. And let's breathe out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose. And breathing out through the mouth. Third time. Right ear to right shoulder. Chin down to chest. And left ear to left shoulder. Coming up and over. And second time round. And switching directions, left ear to left shoulder, chin down to chest, right ear to right shoulder, and up and over. Circling your shoulders. And circling your elbows. Moving just a little bit slower than perhaps you first began. Circling your arms. Resting hands on knees, circling heart. She let go. How would that even feel? And switching directions. And coming up to center, reaching your arms up overhead. Folding elbows, creating a framework around your head. Your neck's still spacious, plenty of ability to move your head in between. Pull the elbows apart, draw the hands together, take some breath. Maybe the side body wants a little stretch. In either direction. Coming back to center, taking hands behind your back. Interlinking fingers, pressing the palms away, lifting your gaze, breathing into the front of your chest, rolling your shoulders, opening up your heart space. She let go. Releasing the arms, wrapping your hands around in front of you as if you're giving yourself a little smooch in the playground. I'm sure you all did the same. And then do that little wriggle to find little pockets that want a stretch. And then moving the hands, so your arms are already crossed. Just bring the hands towards one another and come into a little Garudasana arms. Elbows go forward, chin to chest. Breathe into the space behind the heart. And then uncross. Just notice which arm is at the top. We're going to take hands behind again. Interlink fingers, press the palms away. Inhale as you look up, open up the front of the chest. Maybe lift the gaze. How does it feel to breathe here? And then releasing the arms, coming into the smooch with the opposite arm on top this time. Little wriggle. And then letting the hands come towards one another. Pressing the elbows forward, chin towards chest. And then releasing the arms. Bring them down to your side. Take a moment to feel. Right hand can just move out to the side a little bit more. Left hand can come up high. Planting the left sitting bone. Taking the arm overhead. If you press down through your fingertips, you can really lift the heart high. And then really nice to start to drop your gaze down towards the floor. So the hand will just come alongside your ear as your face, your head changes angle. And then lift your gaze up towards the sky. And still your arm will just continue the line of your ear, pulling back as you look up. And slowly going between those two places. She let go. And we get to know our bodies, don't we, with these practices, showing up each day like this. We become familiar. I know that my side body is somewhere I like to keep little pockets of holding on. So stretching the side body is a gorgeous practice for me to let go. Coming to center, both hands on the floor, and notice one side stretched out, the other side not so much. Walk the left hand away, right hand comes up and over. Press down through those left fingertips, let the rib cage lift. Plant the right sitting bone. Making space. As you exhale, turn your gaze down towards the earth. As you inhale, raise your gaze towards the sky. And then coming back to center, we're going to come onto all fours. I hope you've got something soft for underneath your knees. Okay. Now watch that the elbows are soft. Fingers are wide apart. We're working with our hearts, so let the heart lead. Inhale as you look forwards. And as you exhale, heart leads to pull back and up towards the sky. Everything else will ripple out from the point of your heart. So it's a full cat-cow movement, but we're letting it originate in the heart. Coming into centre. Find neutral. Let's take the right leg out behind. What happens if you lift the heel? How does that feel in the rest of your body? And what happens if you level the leg with the floor? What goes on in the core? Just notice what's happening in the core when you lift the heel. What's happening in the core when the leg is parallel. And then this time as you exhale, you're going to bring your knee in towards your nose. Press through the hands so heart soars up towards the sky. And then inhale as you extend out. You can choose where the leg goes to based on what's feeling good in your body. And you're moving to the pendulum of your breath. Inhaling as the leg goes back, and this time you're going to take it out to the side. So sweep it round to the side and then return it back out behind you. Exhale as it sweeps out to the side. Inhale as it comes back. And then bring both knees down to the floor. Just enjoy the stability that that neutral place provides. And then inhale as the left leg goes back. 3 breaths as you just explore what happens when you lift the heel, when the leg becomes parallel. And the next exhale, bringing the knee in towards your nose. Inhaling extension. One more time. And then out to the side. And then bringing your knees back down to the floor, look ahead, walk your hands ahead. We're going to melt our hearts down to the earth. So bottom stays high, perhaps the chin rests on the floor or perhaps the forehead. It's a good place to hear the sound of your breath.
Come back up and you're going to slide back onto your heels, but tuck all 10 toes under. Have a nice little fire toes moment. Lay one hand on your heart, one hand over the top of the other. She let go.
Bringing your hands back down to the floor. You can tap the tops of your feet on the floor. Keep the toes together as you separate the knees apart. Sit back on your heels, stretching your arms out in front of you. Walking the hands over to the right. Enjoying that stretch down the left-hand side of your body as you pull the left sitting bone back. And breathe a deeper breath. Walking the hands back to center. Pick up the right arm, thread it beneath the left armpit, turning your right ear to the floor, melting to the ground. And then come back to center, arms out. Have a little wriggle, make some space for your heart to drop closer to the floor. And then walking your hands over to the left. Enjoying that stretch down through the right hand side of your body as the right sitting bone keeps pulling towards the back of the mat. Hands come forwards. Left arm threads beneath right armpit, left ear comes to the floor. And coming back to center. Walking your hands in. Bring your knees together and we're going to come up onto our feet. Walk your feet out to the edge of the mat. Drop the heels down and come into Malasana, hands at heart. Now for some people their heels come way off the floor. Notice in particular with runners, often heels hover, in which case just let them hover, which is fine. Now the upper arms can press into the thighs and the knees to sort of separate them further apart. And then that allows you to lift your heart a little higher away from the floor. And then bring your hands down to the floor. Straighten your legs, square your feet. So your feet are still far apart, but they're parallel to one another. And let's fold elbows and just dangle here, chin to chest. She let go. How would you exhale if this was the moment that you really, truly decided
to let go. Maybe unfold the arms and just let the hands drag in a little semicircle around your feet. And then with your hands on the floor, walk your toes outwards so your heels are on the edge of the mat, your toes are off the mat. Bend the knees and we'll return back down to Malasana. And then from here, let's sit back on sitting bones. And we'll take soles of feet together, holding onto the toes, knees dropping out to the side. Inhale as you sit up. Exhale as your chin comes towards your chest and the crown of your head drops towards your toes. A little bit of butterfly. So there's lots of different variations in butterfly. Sometimes it's quite nice to rest the elbows on the inner thighs. And you can put a bit of weight down through them. It's incredible actually how resilient our hips are. But we're not trying to find that resilience. We're not pushing any edges this morning. But we are exploring. How would it feel? Does it feel good? And some people like to do a little butterfly bounce. I'm not such a fan of that, if I'm honest. But you might be. And then coming back up. Let's just do one more. Oh, let's take the diamond. So bring the soles of the feet together again, a little bit further away from you. And bring your hands to your knees. Inhale as you sit up. And as you exhale, glide your hands down towards your toes. Chin towards chest as you forward fold. Coming gently back up. We're going to lie on our backs. Knees bent, arms open out into a T. Dropping the knees to the right, turning your gaze to the left. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, knees to the left, gazing to the right. Coming back to center, hugging knees into chest. Press the lower back into the floor, cross the ankles, and rock your way back up to sitting. And then bringing your hands to your heart center. And recognizing your capacity, your choice, your decision whether to let go or not. Let's see how our day unfolds from here. Thank you everyone for joining. The love inside of me sees the love inside of you.